And
Yo.
we're back.
Hey everybody, welcome. We're just finishing up character creation. We're getting to my favorite part. I love the part after the gear. I love Hex. So let's get through the gear. And if you don't mind,
I didn't look at it at
Addison,
all.
That's okay. If you don't mind, we'll make you our guinea pig.
Yes.
So your choice for gear. Basically, you just have to go through. There's 4 different categories. They're all weapons, basically.
Sweet.
So you get automatically on your character sheet, you get 1 fuck off big gun,
Okay.
2 serious guns, 1 backup weapon, armor worth 2 armor, and some oddments worth 1 barter. So barter in this game is an abstraction. We don't keep track of money. You just have some stuff that you could trade for 1 barter worth of things. So your options for fuck off big guns are a silenced sniper rifle, a machine gun, an assault rifle, or a grenade launcher. Which fuck off big gun would you like?
Is that listed somewhere close by?
Yeah. Maybe?
Say them
Should be
again
on
and I'll
your-
listen better this time.
It's in the document if you have that open. Do you have the...
I do, yeah.
Yeah, it should be on your character sheet.
It should be on the... Yeah.
So the silenced sniper rifle is 3 harm, which goes up to 4 for you.
Are
which
you
is
saying
2.
it's on the gunslinger page?
The Gunlugger page, the page with the Gunlugger art on it, it's
Uh-huh.
on the far left of that page.
I got it. All right, I'm there now. Okay.
Yeah, so the silent sniper rifle does 3 harm in the hands of a normal person. It does 4 harm in your hands, which is, if you hit any NPC with this gun, they will die instantly. Like, there's just no question, unless they're wearing heavy armor. It's also got the tag far, which means it's best used from a distance. So I might make you act under fire if you're trying to no scope somebody from 4 feet away.
360 no scope.
And it's high tech.
MLG.
It's high tech.
Earlier,
So-
Adam, you said you were like, okay, so you get to pick 4 things and they're all guns. I just want the people listening to understand that over on my character sheet, one of the choices I made was a hairbrush. That's what I got.
Awesome.
It's a good point.
Is it a
So-
fuck off big hairbrush though?
Yeah, it's like the biggest hairbrush.
Yeah, you got a fuck off big hairbrush.
It's just a serious hairbrush. It's not a...
Well, then you get 2 of them, dual wield. So it's also, the silent sniper rifle is high tech. So if you fail a roll related to it, or if I want to make a hard move against you, I can say, well, your sniper rifle's damaged. You need to go find someone who can fix it for you. So it's a little risky that way. The machine gun is 3 harm, so same harm, but close or far. So you can, it'll be a lot less difficult to just stick it in someone and pull the trigger. It's an area of effect, so you can use it against a bunch of people all at once, which is always nice. And it's messy, so it causes a mess when you use it. The assault rifle is 3 harm, close, it's loud, and has auto fire. And then the grenade launcher is 4 harm, which in your hands is 5. Close area and messy. So, lots of options for fuck off big guns. Would you like to use this?
Carrying? What were you?
Yeah.
Gonna say?
So that's the question, right? Like, what target do you come up against most, right? Is it other boats? In which case, maybe the grenade launcher. Like, if you look at the serious guns, you'll get 2 of those too. So
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do the grenade launcher.
yeah, here, fuck off big grenade launcher.
I like that because, like, from a boat, like, you go into
Yeah.
the water, so yeah, boom, across the sky, hit something. Oh, God,
Black
so
Lagoon.
Okay, serious guns.
We're doing it.
Rad. Okay. So now you choose 2 serious guns. You get 2 of these. You get a hunting rifle, a shotgun, a submachine gun, a magnum, it's like a big ass pistol, a grenade tube, a one shot grenade launcher, armor piercing ammo for all the guns that you have, or a silencer. So those add on. So if you took, like, don't take AP ammo and the silencer.
Obviously, yeah.
Unless you want to have a silenced armor piercing grenade launcher.
Jesus.
So I'm gonna do a hunting rifle.
Nice.
Okay.
Well, yeah, it's loud though. That's the only.
Yeah, all guns are loud. Well, you can put the silencer on it though.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could get a hunting rifle, it sounds, but then you wouldn't be able to get a shotgun or a pistol or a submachine gun.
I think I probably
True.
just want guns.
I think being loud is
like
fine.
I have a.
Yeah.
If we don't really need armor piercing if we have a grenade launcher, right? Like,
I mean, the grenade launcher, yeah, I assume the grenade launcher is for boats, but if you want to shoot it at a person, that's okay too.
A group of people.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do a hunting rifle and a shotgun.
Excellent.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is it like a full shotgun, or is it a sawed off? Do you shoot it with one hand and do that cool thing where you spin it to cock it again?
Oh man.
Oh man, I don't know if I'm that talented. It's probably just a regular it's probably sawed off because I'm carrying so many weapons. I need it to be a short barrel,
Okay.
at least a short barrel shotgun.
Okay, cool. And then what's your backup weapon? If all three of those fail you, you have a 9mm pistol, a big ass knife, a machete, many knives, or grenades.
Probably a. Do I have to say it the way? Can I call it a machete? Or are you gonna make me pronounce it the way you did?
You could choose a machete. I just prefer the Spanish.
You're holding Danny Trejo.
Yeah.
Kill people with him.
I think
my
I'm actually
backup.
gonna go with big ass knife just because.
Okay,
Well,
cool.
no, I mean, why would I not want to pick a machete? It's 3 instead of 2. It's like the
because
same.
it's bigger, messy.
Okay, let's just do big ass knife.
Like a
I'm
big
fine
ass
with that.
knife, you grab someone and shove it into their kidneys, and
I
they'll
could still
die.
be. I could
But a
still
machete,
be
you have to hack at them. with.
stealth
Right.
a little. Okay,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, this is one of those things about Apocalypse World and about all the kind of world games is that the fiction really does matter. The kind of like fictional attribute of the thing will guide what the story is and like what you do. So like the big fuck off knife in the fiction, you're going to be doing big fuck off knife things with it and not.
Yeah.
Also,
like
your
the
blood
difference
craves anyways, so even the knife is doing 3 harm.
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah.
like
Oh,
totally
yeah.
Right.
That's true. That is
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, so like the difference, and that's a really good point, Austin, is that like these tags are here not to be like in the sense of a D&D weapon where it's like it does slashing damage, so it does -10
Right.
to skeletons or whatever. It's that this is the way that we narrate the things that happen with these weapons. So
Right.
because the machete is messy, it's like you can't really not make a mess with it.
Right.
But a knife, you can be a little more subtle, though you are blood crazed, so that's up to you if you choose to be subtle.
That's a good point. I'm having a real dilemma with my weapon choice. I have 5 weapons to choose from.
Mhm.
And I've knocked out one of them, and that's I can't decide
You
between
want
the other 4.
some group assistance?
Yeah, so I can choose between a sleeve pistol, which is 2 harm, close, reload loud. So like obviously like being able to like pull a pistol out of your sleeve is the dopest thing. So it's obviously the best one. But 2 ornate daggers, and I really like the notion of me just like doing some like whittling with a really ornate dagger, or just like in general having that around. So that's obviously the best one. There's hidden knives, but like sleeve pistol's already a cool hidden thing, and knives are cool, but like they do have infinite. I would have infinite hidden knives. That's actually pretty good. I take it back. There are 5 of these that are really good. 5 of the 5. But yeah, knives is the best one. Or an ornate sword, and you know we're like in a place where everything's wet and everything could get damp and broken. Swords don't break, right? Like swords, and also just like I'd be the dude with the sword. That's pretty cool.
I mean,
so that's
yeah. If
best
you're
one.
the only person with a sword, you are the dude with the sword.
I'm the dude with the sword. And then there's also just an antique handgun, which is like, I don't know I'd ever need to draw it. I would just like want it visible on a side holster as like the way that you would have like a necktie. This is like the thing that makes me look cool. So that's the best one. They're all the best. So I can't.
Which of these best options is the best?
Right. I might go sword.
My vote would have been for sword.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go sword.
that way they can yell, "Kill the guy with the sword." Right?
Right.
You're really bringing the piracy angle out.
That's true.
Like we actually have a dude with a sword on our boat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And he sings. So
Apocalypse World of Penzance.
I am the monarch of the sea.
Awesome. All right, cool. So, is everybody ready to do the go around and introduce your characters bit?
I am
Is there
ready.
nothing else we need to fill out?
So we're gonna do this is the bonds part of the game,
Oh, okay.
and I want to ask a bunch of questions, so we'll go around and introduce everybody. So you guys are all ready for that part? Okay.
So,
yep.
Cool. All right. So during this section, basically we're going to take turns going around introducing your character at the very least by their name, their look. So you tell us the options you chose from look, You can tell us what moves you took if you want to. Tell us about the things that are important about your character. So, like, John will detail some stuff about this boat. I'll ask you some questions. Everybody else, feel free to jump in and ask questions, the player doing the introduction. And when that's done, then we're going to have some hex options to fill out.
Okay.
So these are the ways that you kind of, some history you had with each other. Do you want to go first, Dustin?
Sure. So start with just like a general introduction of my character.
Yeah. Well, tell us your name. And
Yeah, so my name is
your look options.
My name is Smith July. I feel like he's not a lot of people in this world probably have two names. He definitely has two names.
So is it a first?
His
and
first
last
name is Smith. His last name is July.
So people might maybe call you Mr. July.
Mr. July. My friends call me Smith.
Okay.
So I wear Luxwear. So like in my mind, it's like lots of seersucker suits. Maybe not lots. Like things are rare, but like he's very big on like looking put together.
Okay, so you have like do you have more than one suit, or is it just like one suit you keep in like really nice condition?
I think it's one suit he keeps in really nice condition. I think that's probably more fitting for the setting.
Okay.
But I think he is also. I do like the notion that he's on the lookout. Okay, so he has one suit, but in the time you've known him, it's changed, right? Like, okay, well, this suit, it's time to retire this suit. I found this other one that's really nice. I'll switch into this one for the next year of my life.
Or like pieces of it come and go.
Yeah, definitely.
Sure.
Definitely.
Cool. So yeah, you might have like
That year when I had like a lime green jacket was like a pretty good year.
come back from like a diplomatic engagement, and now you have like a new hat or like a
Exactly.
pocket square.
Exactly.
Cool.
Nice.
He has a striking face. I'm imagining him as Chiwetel Ejiofor, the actor. Specifically the character Ellis Moon Song from the Woody Allen film Melinda and Melinda, where he played. He's great. I have an image of him in my character sheet now. Very like his face like draws your attention when you see it, and you're just like interested in hearing what he's going to say or do. He has calloused hands. It's like the one bit of him that isn't put together. And I don't think he knows why he has calloused hands. I don't think he remembers. Like, as long as he's remembered, he's had calloused hands.
Cool.
He has arresting eyes, which I think goes with that striking face. Like, he can give you that glance that just shuts you down. And he has a lush body. And I chose lush for, I think, an interesting reason here, maybe, which is that, like, he's a dark-skinned dude. And lush can mean a lot of things, but one of the things it can mean is colorful. And I think that he has a skin color that is like deep and beautiful, like Chiwetel Ejiofor or like Grace Jones, maybe.
Oh yeah,
who's like, you know what I mean? Like
Totally.
there's a lushness to that blackness, and he definitely has that.
Cool.
Awesome.
So with the calloused hands thing, is that something that Smith is like uncomfortable about? Like, do you shake hands easily?
Yeah, I think he shakes hands. He shakes hands and reads what the other person's eyes do when they feel his hands. Do you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
it's a little bit of a test, a way he can like read other people.
Sure.
But yeah, in his private moments, you know, one of the items I took was the skin and hair kit. So he does keep his skin and his hair really good. So I think that there is a bit of a he does have a little, not shame, but he wishes his hands were less calloused. He does, and he would love to know why. He would love to know what his life was like.
Where did these come from?
Yeah.
Why
Is it one of those things where like people you meet like actually really like that about you, but you are just like
Yes, I
hung
think
up
so.
on it?
Yeah,
You're
I think
like, oh
so.
yeah, he's got these like rugged, strong hands, but he's so soft. Like,
Yeah.
but you're
Yeah,
like, oh, this is my hand.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because everything you do is beautiful. You're the Skinner.
Except for this one thing. Yeah. Except that other people think it is. I just don't, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Sure. That's really cool. I like that. Cool. What Skinner moves did you take?
I took Artful and Gracious, which is when I perform my chosen art, just singing, or when I put its product before an audience, roll plus hot. On a 10 plus, spend 3. On a 7 to 9, spend 1. Spend 1 to name an NPC member of your audience, and then choose either this person must meet me, this person must have my services, this person loves me, this person must give me a gift, or this person admires my patron. On a miss, I gain no benefit, but suffer no harm or lost opportunity. I simply perform well.
Mm-hmm.
And I
What's your chosen art?
He sings. I think he's, in my mind, he sings a collection of like jazz standards, Motown songs, and maybe like some jazz or Motown versions of our contemporary pop hits. He's a little postmodern jukeboxy in that way.
Cool.
So that's I think that's his deal.
So when you visit a new like a new location, do you like collect their songs? Like, do you get other people to like sing to you?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's really a good idea. I love that.
Cool.
I think we lost John.
He'll be back.
He's popping back in.
Yeah, he definitely is a song collector. And again, one of the things that's interesting to me about this is sometimes he'll sing a song that like, oh yeah, I know what most of these words are, but there are definitely songs that are like about a thing or about a time and a context that he doesn't really understand what that is. You know what I mean? Or can extrapolate it a little bit. Like he sings "What's Going On," and that's very much a song about a specific time and place. But like, yeah, it's just a song about like being in kind of a shitty situation too, I guess.
Cool.
Nice.
Yeah, I really like that. That's cool. And then what was your other Skinner move?
Hypnotic. When you have time and solitude with someone, they become fixated upon you. Roll plus hot. On a 10 plus, hold 3. On a 7 to 9, hold 2. They can spend your hold 1 for 1 by giving you something you want, acting as your eyes and ears, fighting to protect you, or doing something you tell them to. For NPCs, while you have hold over them, they can't act against you. For PCs, anytime you like, you can spend your hold 1 for 1. They distract themselves with the thought of you and they're acting under fire, or they inspire themselves with the thought of you. They take +1 right now. On a miss, they then hold 2 hold over me on the exact same terms. So if they're like inspired by me or distracted by me and then miss, then they get that hold back on me.
Cool. So you leave an impression, like people wait for you to come back.
Yes, exactly.
And they're like, oh, I've been thinking about you while you were gone. Like, sing that song for me again.
Exactly.
Cool.
Yep.
I like it. So I just have one other question. This sword that you have.
Yeah.
Are you like a practiced sword fighter? Like, if we watched you fight somebody with it, do you have the same skill and grace at that as you do with everything else?
I think.
Are you a street samurai?
Yeah.
So my question is like, is it there? Obviously, because obviously wearing it makes you look cool and dangerous. But like, if you have to use it.
Well, so like I have 1 hard, right? So if the fiction is supposed to follow from this to some degree, then I know how to use it. I'm not a swordsman, right? Like I'm not.
Right. You just know how to use a sharp thing to make.
But I know how to exactly, and I think I do take pleasure in looking good at it, maybe more than I do at being good at it. You know what I mean? That's probably gotten me into trouble before.
So if you wanted, I guess it makes me think that maybe the distinction here is that you can look cool waving it around and you can kill a person with it, but those are 2 separate skill sets.
Exactly. Yes.
Cool.
Absolutely. Okay. Yeah. When push comes to shove, it looks bad. It doesn't look good when I hurt a person with it. It is in fact maybe a little scary to see me do that.
Scary,
yeah. And scary for me as a person, not scary.
Rad. Cool. That's good. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. And what kind of sword is it? Is it like?
I'm literally looking at a tumbler of swords.
Okay, I'll let you think through that.
I'll take suggestions from the chat if people have ideas, but we'll come back around.
Cool. Okay. Why don't we do John next? Let's learn about our driver.
Sure. So I am Frankie. I am a woman. I am in fact Michelle Forbes. That's my actor. If you know Michelle Forbes, she's awesome. I put in a photo for my little bio thing.
Cool. I will grab it.
She played Admiral Kane on Battlestar Galactica.
Oh yeah.
She's Ro from Next Gen. She's also on the Killing.
So I did put a Tank Girl picture in if you want to grab it.
Yeah. So she's like Michelle. She has a stern face and cool eyes and a strong body. She utility wear is what I chose, and I'm thinking she wears like a long coat that's kind of all weather. It's like not a trench coat exactly, but or not like a sea captain's fisherman coat.
Yeah,
but
not like a pea coat. But...
Not quite like a pea coat, but it's treated in some way, so it's like waterproof.
Yeah, like waxed canvas or something.
Kind of, yeah. It has like a big collar that you can pull up and like snap over her lower face, and
Nice.
In harsh weather and that kind of stuff. She carries a .45 automatic pistol. That's
Does she use it very often?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not just for show.
Yeah, not just for show. She doesn't. Her heart is 0. She's actually pretty tough and good in a fight, but things don't always go well in battle. She's not like some sort of ninja.
Yeah. So it's the gun. I assume that the gun is primarily for like convincing people to do what you want, or you'll shoot them, or for shooting people not in like gunfights, but in like I had to shoot you sort of way.
Basically, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. She's with Navari around. Sorry, is it Navari? Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
I should take notes.
We don't necessarily need to.
I was gonna suggest if you guys want to change your name again, like the way I did mine.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, cool. Navare. I see. Yeah, nice.
Right, it's over here.
I'll do that in a second.
Go ahead, John. Sorry.
So that's fine. So I'm a driver. My best thing is sharp. So I'm really good at reading people, situations, and reading a person, taking the measure of people, figuring out how they tick, that kind of stuff, and also being on the lookout for trouble. A bit of that.
Good captain material.
Yeah, it's good for a captain. My core class move is called a no shit driver, which basically means when I'm piloting the boat, I get to add my boat stats to my rolls, basically. Mm-hmm. So I get to add its power when I act under fire, seized by force type stuff. I add its looks when I try to manipulate people or seduce them and stuff. So basically being in and around the boat is where I shine the most. I also took a move.
Oh, sorry, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead and do this one. And then I want to ask you a million questions about
Yeah, cool. I took a move called Daredevil, which is one of my favorite moves in Apocalypse World. And I'll just read it because it's short and it's really good. If you go straight into danger without hedging your bets, you get +1 armor. If you happen to be leading a gang, it gets +1 armor too. And your car, your boat, or your people, or whatever. So, and this is one of Frankie's qualities. Like she's a daredevil. She's a bit reckless. And when she just turns the boat into danger and leads you guys into trouble, everybody gets armor. So it's kind of
so Navari, how do you feel about that quality of Frankie's? That like straight into danger without even thinking about it.
I don't mind it at all.
Yeah, you're into it.
Totally.
Yeah.
Because if I am in battle as a gang, that means my whole gang gets plus armor, right? So
yeah. So
I don't give a shit.
You encourage that behavior?
Probably. I'm probably like right behind you, like let's do this.
Awesome.
Shooting guns in the air, just straight into battle. Cool, I like it. Well, it's good that you have your gun lugger backing you up on that behavior.
Yeah, I'm really happy to hear that.
Awesome. All about survival.
Let's talk about boats.
Yeah, so my boat. If you Google fast patrol boat, you'll see the general idea of what this thing is. There's a lot of different models. The Armorcraft P35 is kind of the archetype for that.
I forgot you were a big boat nerd.
I'm a bit of a boat nerd.
Suddenly, all sorts of things have come together in my head about where this game has gone.
Well, yeah, I admit
These boats are wicked badass.
Yeah.
Wait, so what's the name of the boat? What's the specific one that you had in mind?
Armorcraft makes a boat called the P35, which is kind of what I'm thinking size-wise. There's a bunch in this class. There's all kinds of different configurations, and it's kind of right in the middle of something that can go up rivers, but also go on the ocean. And it's not gigantic, but it's not really dinky and small. It's this like perfect middle.
Oh, this is cool. This is pretty dope.
A lot of them normally they have mounted weaponry. I don't have that yet. This boat will level up to that.
I mean, you've got mounted weaponry.
I do. I have already,
yeah, we've already talked about her grenade launcher. That's all we need.
Yeah.
And I have a sword. We're fine.
Exactly.
Cool.
Where the cannons will go is where I stand.
That's right. So its strengths are that it's fast, and it's easily repaired. So we don't. That's not something we generally worry about. It's easy to kind of like wire stuff back together or take apart from something else and fit it in. And
Right.
basically, I just took that strength because I don't want boat repair to be a part of our game so much. Its look is powerful, which I think kind of fits what those boats generally look like. And its weakness is that it's loud. Its engine is very loud. It's no good for sneaking up on people.
We are not a subtle bunch.
No.
We announce our arrival in many ways. Yeah.
So how is your? Well, I guess I mean, how is it painted? Like, what does it look like?
I think by default, Frankie is very utilitarian, and it's just like flat primer gray. But I don't think she is opposed to her crew. I'm already saying her crew, her friends. I don't think she's opposed to the other people in the group personalizing it in some way. If someone has an artistic streak or
I was going to say, I think I would probably be drawing the same stuff that I'm drawing on myself and my armor in like specific things on the boat.
God, I love that Navari has her own hobo code.
Yeah, it's great.
Like, you just see where random sigils painted on stuff.
That is totally bad. I love that. Like after we do a mission or something, you like draw
I'm just like drawing,
add to the story of the boat. Oh, that's so cool.
To help, because we have this memory problem, right? So the idea is to try and figure out how to write down our history so that we can remember later. So if this is our boat, then we don't know if somebody's gonna lose their memory the next day.
Are the things that you're drawing, are they like, are those like nouns? Are they like regular words, or are they something
I would say it's more along the lines of like hieroglyphs, like story pictures.
It encapsulates an idea.
They are literal mnemonics.
Okay, awesome.
Like abstract mnemonics for things.
That's so good.
Yeah.
Super cool. Oh man, yeah, that's so good. Yeah, I probably need a name for the boat too. Boat names are always tricky, so I'm gonna wait on that a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, for sure. Cool. Alrighty, that's great. Andrew, do you want to introduce your character?
So my character's name is Gritch.
Mm-hmm.
Good name. Good answer.
And they have they're an ambiguously gendered person.
Mm-hmm.
And I chose formal wear. So it's probably not like, like Smith has a nice suit. I have like this really like disheveled, dirty, like sweat stained, worn out, but it still like was at one point like something that a business person or whatever would wear, that I kind of patched together, because I'm trying to look presentable, professional, whatever, like have this aspiration of dressing that way or presenting that way. Has a bony face, pale eyes, and an awkward body. So just this like kind of gangly, tall, and like very skinny person with their eyes are like almost white gray, and I think I like the idea of it has these like round glasses, but instead of glass in them, there's like old milk carton that's been cut into little circles, so they're like these cloudy glasses.
Whoa.
Because their eyes really are like really light sensitive and hurt.
So are you?
Interesting.
What color is your skin? Are you like really pale skin too?
Like
yeah, I
this
think
color?
I'm probably like a fairly.
I am the palest person I know. So it's
yeah, like a fairly kind of sallow, like yellowish, pale. Doesn't necessarily look healthy. That has a bit of like a wild look and kind of like springy hair that sticks up, and when it gets damp, it's like very frizzy and curly. Yeah, and so in terms of my like moves and stuff, I took deep brain scan, so I can scan people's brains.
Yeah, so you need time and physical intimacy.
Mm-hmm.
I love the way it describes this mutual intimacy, like holding them in your arms, or one-sided intimacy, like they're restrained to a table.
Whatever works.
Whatever works. Intimacy, you're creep.
So I chose that, and that lets me like get at people's kind of darker inside their brain bits. And then I chose preternatural brain attunement, so I have +1 weird up to 3.
Okay.
I'm super weird.
Yes, you're very weird.
And yeah, if we're to like look at my stats, I have +1 cool. So despite appearing really like disheveled and weird, the character is very like collected. And I also have sharp +2, so I'm quite smart in a very like in a more academic way as well, like very analytical mind. My heart is -2, so I'm absolute like wetting myself, terrified of violence. And my heart's -1. Like I don't really connect with people very well. I don't think is the big problem. Like people see me and I feel very aloof to them, and just like it's fucking weird, right? This person is so bizarre to most people. There's just the bad vibes. In terms of stuff, I have some deep earplugs, which I am imagining as some like weird old school like protective headphone kind of things.
You're like the baby at the concert.
Yeah, exactly. Like
Yeah.
totally about sheltering myself from stimulus and like people's brains and all this kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
so these are specifically like anti-psychic earplugs. As long as you're wearing them, you're protected from all brainer moves and gear. So other psychics can't get at you.
Yes.
So I guess I have a question about that and about the deep brain scan and stuff. So what's the origin of your abilities? Like, is it just something that you can do and don't understand in the same way that, Smith July doesn't remember why they can sword fight or why he can sword fight? Or
So
is
my
it
idea for the character is like once upon a day, this person clued into the fact that like everyone's memory was getting fucked, and this was like while I still had my memory. And so I was like, I have to take steps to like protect myself from this and like try to do something about it. And it only kind of worked. And so like in some way the character has like a tentative connection to the past and to memory. But it's like partway broken, it's inconsistent. And so yeah, there's probably just some like straight up psychic stuff going on or like weird like extrasensory perception stuff. But a lot of it is going to be around engaging with memory, both mine and that of other people.
Cool. Okay, and the deep earplugs, where did you get them from?
Maybe I made them because I do a lot of like scavenging and I'm interested in like weird stuff that I find.
Okay.
So maybe they were in part some like bizarre thing that I found or rigged up to work this way.
Nice.
And yeah, some other like weird headphones with like a bunch of crap tacked onto them.
Cool. Okay. What's the other piece of gear you took?
Receptivity drugs.
Oh, nice.
So when I'm going to like, because I go around like helping people to remember things or whatever, even though it's all like the worst things about themselves. I have like pills, or I think it's pills that they have to take, or like drops. It's like a liquid, and I have like a little dropper, so I can like drop it under their tongue. It may or may not just be acid. Who knows? Anyway, so I have these receptivity drugs. If someone takes them, then I get, how does it work?
You get bonus hold.
Yeah, I get +1 hold if I then use a brainer move on. So it lets me ask more questions, for example.
Okay. Well, two questions about those. Do you make those also yourself?
Yeah, there's some weird like
a fungus
plant concoction thing that I distill.
Yeah, nice. Yeah.
All right. So they're determined from that. And do you ever take them yourself?
Yeah, I experiment on myself a lot.
Okay.
Kind of how I got here, I think. So,
All right. Cool. So you just like take them yourself and just turn the third eye inward.
Yeah, when there's no one else around to like work with, I'm practicing on myself.
Okay. And is it
the
all
tradition of all good Navy doctors?
Is it all just like I don't know, like scientific stuff, or is it
it's like
is there a mystical
scientific madness?
Okay.
Basically. Like I have some method to it, but it's not like real science.
You're just making it up as you go along.
Yeah, this is more like alchemy.
Okay. And did you learn it from somewhere, or did you did someone teach you any of this stuff, or have you encountered anyone else?
I can't remember, but I'm convinced that I must have invented it.
Okay.
Nice.
But it could have been something that was just like planted on me by some like actual like real psychic or scientist or something. Who knows?
Okay.
I have a question about that. You made some device to protect yourself from psychic stuff. But so why did you do that? Because
I'm terrified. Like, I'm worried I'm going to catch something.
Did something happen to you and you were like, fuck that, I'm protecting myself? Or is this more like, oh, future worry, like maybe because
like
I
maybe
can do
I
this?
could. I think it's in large part built out of paranoia, like because I'm like touching other people's minds with my minds. It's kind of like I want some like plastic gloves to wear or whatever. And I'm worried about the character is worried about hygiene all the time and is like isolates themselves, is worried about getting sick. Stuff is very sickly, of course, as well. So yeah, it's totally motivated by fear. Character is scared.
Okay, cool. Fear. You have a scarcity of surety. Okay, cool. That's good. That's really good. Let me see. Any other Branner stuff? I don't think so. I think we'll figure it out as we go.
Oh, actually, one thing that I wanted to ask for help with. Well, maybe I'll just do it. I was kind of struggling to choose what weapon would make sense for this character because they basically wouldn't want to ever have one at all.
Right.
So I was thinking maybe scalpels because they're not really intended as a weapon. Would be good. The other option would be the anti-can gun, which would be more fitting to my look and to the kind of like piratey vibe where it's like, okay, well, if I have to have a gun, like everyone on the crew made me have a gun, then I would have this like very quaint, old, like prone to malfunctioning thing. But that's something I would kind of defer to you guys. So if you guys feel like you would permit someone on the boat to not be armed,
I feel like the handgun makes more sense in terms of what we know about your character. Like the scalpel, you don't seem like a scalpel using kind of guy, and not a medical doctor. So having them, unless you're using them, like they don't. I think the scalpels are intended as a like weapon by accident or an intimidation tool or whatever for like kind of the
And I think
I think the anti-can gun works better.
I think we gave it like there's a scene where either Navari or Frankie like pressed this into your hand and was like, you're one of us now, so this is yours. Like you gotta, I don't know which one of us would do that exactly. Maybe Navari because would it be me? Okay.
Yeah. Maybe this was like a bonding moment between the two of us.
Like I know
you're the leader-esque because you're driving. So,
kinda.
Yeah,
I know you don't want to use it, and you're afraid or whatever, but it was like the sign that you were part of the team, sort of. Like here's your antique handgun.
Cool.
I don't think Rich and I spend too much time together, based on, especially if he does. Or what pronoun would you like to use?
You can just do he. It's fine. But the character, like people have trouble identifying, and maybe there's something weird going on.
Yeah. I think that I'm a little too messy for Gritch, so he would stay away.
Is the characters, because I wrote down they for your character. Is that
like what is accurate?
That's
it. They. Yeah.
But I think people are fine.
I'll use they also for sure.
Cool. And Gritch doesn't exactly care.
Yeah.
Right.
Sure.
All right. Cool. All right. So Navari, I'll get you to do your. We'll just review yours, and then we'll do all the hex stuff.
Sure. All right. So I have to go back up. So yes, my name is Navari. I lost my character sheet. And, shit. Oh, there it is. The look. Yes, so I'm female. I have my custom armor that I have been drawing mnemonic devices on to remember who we are and what we've done. It is made from just scrap metal that I've welded and fused together various ways over the years. I have scars on myself. I'm a little crazy, but I have wise eyes because I am a little tapped in. I am pretty stacked in terms of muscles, and I'm spending time, like that recovery, guys. I'm spending time pumping iron on the boat a little bit, just like here. Like it's not obvious, but I'm still definitely like keeping up myself. And then the weapons I had. Were we talking about that again? Do I need to? I kind of remember. A grenade launcher, a hunting rifle, a shotgun, and a big knife, big ass.
So
knife.
do you have somewhere? Do you have like a gun locker on the ship that you?
I think I just have everything strapped appropriately.
you. So you're
totally.
a Call of Duty
Jabari is-
character.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
like
lug
I'm
the guns.
literally my own gun lugger.
Yeah.
Like grenade
Excellent.
launcher in the back, guns, and the knife is.
So
know.
if
I actually brought my dagger garter
Ooh.
thing that I use for cosplay that I have next to me.
Nice.
We can
So
pretend it's a big ass
if
knife.
somebody were to gift you a gun rack, you wouldn't have like a Wayne's World style freak out.
I could probably like put it on my
Back on it.
shoulders. You know, like
Yeah,
did
you
anybody
have
play
enough guns.
Borderlands? Like
Yeah.
To facilitate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you could you could have the two crossed over your back and like
Yeah.
the grenade launcher. Is it one of those like Tommy gun style like big barrel like it's
Rotary.
Yeah.
shots?
Like it's
Rotary
definitely
launcher?
it's something that I've got on a sling and can kind of like throw up
Nice.
and then throw back around.
cool.
Nice.
I imagine.
Cool.
I have more room for guns on me. Like honestly, this is not. I'm not over.
There's room to
Yeah.
This is light. This
I'm
is-
not
yeah.
overburdened at all.
You have
So much more
beautiful-
lugging to be done.
Yeah, you've got extra hard points that
Yeah.
haven't been
Like a
Totally.
mech. Yeah.
There's plenty more.
I'm kind of imagining your character like Samantha Wright, but like a more punk Samantha Wright with apocalypse armor on. Yeah, cool, awesome.
Yeah. Should I go
and
over
then
anything else?
you took Blood Crazed and Battle
Blood
Hardened
crazed, battle hardened, not to
and
be
not to be fucked with.
Holy shit.
Okay, so are you like this like all the time, or are you are you just like constantly in ready to kill mode, or is that something you like activate when you're ready to go into battle? Do you
I
have
think
like
I am. I'm constantly ready, but that's just because I am capable. So
Cool.
it's like
Okay.
I'm on all the time because you asked me
So-
to do it. I do it. I'm good. you
So
know?
do people treat you like can they tell that you're like terrifying and violent just by looking at you? Do you have
I'm
like
a little
aura of
crazy, so
violence?
yeah,
Okay, cool. So
totally.
people like give you space.
Probably.
Now, we'll
I
get
don't
into-
know. I'm kind of doing whatever the hell I want. all
Yeah,
over
like
the
if you
place, so.
walk into town and walk through a crowd, do people like part to get
Oh,
out
yeah.
of your way?
Yeah.
Alright, so
100%.
you're an opposing
We
person.
look so good. We are the best crew. It turned out we made the best crew. Whoops.
Yeah, this is an awesome collection of characters.
I like
Cool. All right. Do you treat the other, and we can figure out the details of this in play, but like just sort of generally, do you treat the other PCs differently than you treat kind of randos in the towns that you go to?
I would
Or
say
is
so.
everybody
We-
expected to stay back?
No. I think like because I'm messy, Gritch keeps away from me a little, but only because of their own issues.
Mhm.
But this is like my group that I'm with, where we spent enough time on a boat together. Like they're more of a family than a stranger.
Can I do some real social justice warrior shit right now, real quick?
Sure.
I use that term as someone who is like an actual like studying Marxist and like is actually. Earlier, like Andrew had said, like Gritch's pronoun was he, and then the three of us were like, "Oh, do you want us to use they instead?" And I realized, like, oh, it's as if we're saying that everyone who is ambiguous must be taking they as a pronoun, and I want to make sure that. I'm curious what Gritch chooses for Gritch's pronoun. I just want to make sure that we're on the right.
I jumped in because I know Andrew and I know that he's
Okay.
very conciliatory.
Right.
And wanted to make it easy for everybody.
That's
Andrew, how do you want us to address your character?
I think, in as much as like having that weird gender, anyway, like non-standard gender for a character in Apocalypse World is cool.
right.
I don't know if like people in Apocalypse World, like the characters in
Right.
the story, necessarily are very, on point with that. Like we might just go back to super strong into gender binaries in an apocalypse. I don't know. So I would say that like Gritch doesn't necessarily care enough to correct people.
Okay.
And
If we have a say in what our apocalypse is like, I would prefer if gender binaries got destroyed in the apocalypse.
Yeah, everybody forgot it. It doesn't
That's
exist
kind of
anymore.
weird.
Oops, there it goes.
so,
Yeah, I think that's just gone.
so I think people kind of like will like randomly assign me pronouns at different times, or like that can be totally fluid, and that's not going to bother Gritch at all.
Cool. I just wanted to make sure we addressed it because it is an interesting bit about what our world is and how we treat you as a member of the crew.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm glad we all settled that. Yeah, basically like it's all very fluid for Gritch.
Cool. That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, I do like the idea of like, because we're playing with memory and stuff, to just be like, yep, we all forgot that the gender binary was really a thing. Obviously, we're gonna have a hard time escaping it as players, but to be able to be like people don't ask Navari if she's a man because she exhibits like tough characteristics.
Right.
A woman doing masculine things isn't weird.
Right.
Yeah.
We're all just people in this world trying to survive.
Yeah. Cool.
I like it.
So at least one thing is good in the apocalypse.
Put it up on the big board. We got one.
Boom. Okay, so for each character, you have some hex setup. So hex in this game is how well you know the other character. It's on a scale, and it rolls over. So if you go from 2 to 3, or is it 3 to 0?
3 to 4.
Yeah, so if you have 3 hex with someone and you roll over to 4, it resets back to 0, and you mark in advance.
Resets to +1.
It says +1.
Oh, so default's a +1.
And if you go from -3 to -4, it resets to -1.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
It's
Cool.
weird. So it just
And you mark XP.
you start with
and
0, but yeah.
Johnstone Metzger has a really good hack, which I've taken on board as a rule in Apocalypse World. I always forget that it's a hack. When you reset your history, it's that you have a better more deep understanding of that person. So his idea is to say that you learn something new about them when it resets. Like as a player, you say something about your character that we don't know yet, that we haven't seen yet.
It reframes them in a different way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
and
that.
Vincent has a good way of putting it. Like you know your brother really well, but then you reach this threshold where you go, oh wait, he's not just my little brother.
Right.
Like I have to reevaluate. Like I used to have +3 with him, and now I have +1 because they're like
changing how you think about it.
It's like the moment. Yeah, it's like the moment when you realize that your parents are humans and not just mom and dad.
Exactly. Yep.
Or that they're not humans. That's also a realization you can have.
Realize your parents are robots.
Yeah. All right. Cool. So we're gonna get that set up because at the beginning of the game we all have a default level of previous interaction. So. We'll start with the Gunlugger. We'll work our way back. So Navari, on the character sheets, does it have the list that you have to pick, or do you guys want me to read them?
They're on the sheets. They're on the sheets.
The PDF. Okay.
Yeah.
So
second page of the sheet on the far left.
I see
cool, thank you.
HX.
Yeah. So you're gonna make on your character sheet make a list of the names of the other characters, and then you'll put a number next to them.
Okay.
But you're also gonna tell what we're gonna do is we're gonna tell each other how to set that up. So for you, and I'll read this out for the audience, for Navari, you're going to choose one of the characters who's fought shoulder to shoulder with you. You're going to choose one character that left you bleeding and did nothing for you, and one character you think is the prettiest. And you're going to set that up.
Well, that's so easy.
I mean, this one I think we already
it's
know.
So easy. So Frankie and I have fought side by side.
All right, so Frankie, your hex with Navari is +2. So Frankie, Navari, you're not actually writing anything down on your sheet. Okay. This is just to let Frankie know. So Frankie's got a +2 hex with Navari.
Okay, so on your turn, I have to say something about that, which is I'm not naturally inclined to get too close to too many people. So whatever number that you tell me, I give it -1, and I write it next to your name. So I don't have 2 with you. I would if I was like a normal person. But,
I always driving away from somebody.
That's right.
I only have +1 with you because I keep myself aloof.
Cool. Yeah. And then Gritch obviously left me bleeding and did nothing for me.
What can I do for you? And
yeah. Because Smith is definitely the prettiest.
Okay.
So what's my number?
No question.
It's +2 for you, okay. And then Gritch, you're hex -2 with Navari.
I do so for me, whenever you tell me a number, I give it a -1 or a +1 at my choice. It's just Skinner's, you decide how they feel about other people.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you gonna give a -1 or a +1 to Navari for this one?
I think I'm gonna give it a -1 because
that wasn't
people think I'm pretty.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's
it wasn't a disappointment in your choice. It was a disappointment for Navari, like giving out all this hex and just being like, nah, you're dangerous. Stay over there.
So
yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I add 1 to everything that people tell me because I'm a creep. apparently.
Right.
Oh,
So
okay.
you
So
actually
that-
learned something about leaving them bleeding and doing nothing.
Awesome. So you're actually -1. That's
Maybe you
great.
watched for a while first. You're like, interesting. Okay, bye. Cool. Okay. So you would normally tell everyone else Hex 0, but there is no everyone else. So Gritch, you want to go next?
Sure. You all get -1. I'm secretive and weird.
I'm gonna up that one to 0.
And I get -2 with you because I don't get close to people.
You're a big secret, and I don't care.
And I'm just gonna do this on my turn because it's convenient. But I'm supposed to technically do this on other people's turns. But I have a bunch of options that replace the things that you tell me.
Ooh, nice.
And so, Navari, you've accidentally slept in my presence. So I have +3 with you.
Jeez.
I like this. So this ties nicely into the leaving them bleeding when they slept in your presence.
Accidentally slept in your presence. I like that. That's Whoops.
And Frankie obviously evidently distrusts or dislikes me. So I'll do +3 again. And I've been watching Smith in secret, so I have +3 with you as well. Basically, I'm a huge creep.
So
Fucking brainers.
Yeah, Frankie, why do you dislike or distrust Gritch?
It's distrust actually. It's not dislike. Like in our world now, Gritch might be a dislikable person. In the apocalypse, I don't think their idiosyncrasies are particularly off-putting.
Right.
To me, Frankie anyway. Yeah, but I distrust Gritch because it's the gun thing. I think I don't think I can really count on Gritch in a tight spot.
Sure.
I think they might fall apart. So
because I would.
You will make them hard like you.
But it's not distrust. Like I'm worried that Gritch is going to backstab me or something. It's more like I don't know if I can really count on Gritch.
Unreliable in certain circumstances.
Yeah.
So does the numbers that you just read out, Gritch, have anything to do? Like, do I change what I write on my character sheet, or am I still -1 with you?
I give you guys -1.
Yeah.
And then this is
Yeah,
stuff
you
you
just changed
Navari,
all
you're
of
in
our-
Right.
It should
But
just
I
say
just don't
Gritch.
have to interrupt you guys on your turns.
I have a question. Is the stuff that we say still also true fictionally in terms of what has happened? Okay.
Yes,
good.
absolutely. So I did still watch Navari bleed out and not do anything for her.
Right. Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. And that's it for yours, Gritch?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Frankie?
Okay, so one of you has been with me for, well, not on the road, at sea for a long time. I think it is, based on my other choice. That was Smith.
Okay.
So you have +2 with me.
I'll boost that to +3.
Nice.
You're a real practical person, and I don't have a ton of practical skills. It feels like I'm a person who goes around and sings. So the fact that you've kept me around and haven't questioned my utility has made me really yeah, I'm close with you.
Yeah, I feel like we're maybe the original pair.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
And we've picked up these other two as we've gone around.
Yeah.
So we're really tight. And one of you got me out of some serious shit. Guess who that was? That was Navari.
Okay.
So Navari, you get +2 with me.
So I'm actually going to change it to 3 because I have a thing that says that
Nice.
I can decide who the smartest is and add 1.
Nice.
So I'm
I love the parallel there where it's like, Frankie, you got me out of some shit, and Navari's like, yeah, but you're the smartest.
Well,
Right?
No, you're great.
The reaction there could just as easily be like, good job, idiot, I had to save you, but
Yeah.
it's not like cool. And what was that, Navari? What shit did you have to get Frankie out of?
It was probably must have been when we met, and there was probably some apocalyptic situation that I was able to come in guns blazing and kind of
Nice.
blow up a big baddie, something that we haven't made up yet.
Yeah, I think there might be another.
Protect
That
the
like
boat.
we're probably not the only boat-based operators in the area,
right.
and
Sure.
they're not necessarily friendly to us.
Yeah, I was skirting alone for a while. and came across these guys. So
are you, Navari, are you naturally inclined to just help people out who are in danger, or was there something?
I think because I'm so capable in this world that it's like I would prefer the humans, I guess, to not die. So
sure,
if
so
I
you
see
just
them in
grudgingly
peril,
like save people.
Yeah. Like, obviously, if you're a huge dick to me, I'm probably, not necessarily gonna, like, have your back in danger situations. But, like, if I walk by and there's a bunch of people being attacked by something and I've got all these guns, like, I'm gonna blow it up.
Yeah.
Right.
For sure.
Cool.
Nice.
You got this hammer and there's all those nails out there. Cool. Okay. And Smith July, would you like to do your...
Yeah. So I think... There's a version of this that I think is like the obvious one, and I think I'm going to screw with it a little bit. But I think wouldn't have been obvious. My choices are one of them is your friend, one of them is your lover, and one of them is in love with you. And I think the obvious one was going to be Gritch is in love with me, because they watch me. That I'm probably a lover with Frankie because we've been here for a long time, and that Navari is my friend. But I think I'm going to mess with this. I think Gritch is my...
Can we just, before you do that, I love that your options are just like a degree away from fuck, marry, kill.
It's just... Absolutely. And the thing I actually really love about this is that friend is higher hex than lover. Like, if you're my friend, like, you're... Yes.
Yeah, it's more real.
So,
Lovers are more disposable.
Right. I'm friends with Frankie. We've been through a lot. That's +2 hex.
+1.
+1.
Close people. Yeah. Good.
Yep, that's fine.
It's so sad. Hey, we're friends. It means a lot to me. You're like, meh.
Yeah, exactly.
No, we're friends.
Yeah, friends.
Navari is in love with me, -1 hex. And Gritch is my lover, which is +1.
Yeah.
All right.
Gritch is getting in there.
Yeah. And
Nice. All right. So the obvious question for those last two is why?
Like, come on.
So like one for Navari, first of all. Like,
well,
Navari,
yeah, you can ask Navari, I guess.
I was just saying, Navari, like, why? So yeah, why is that situation like that?
Did we not describe beautiful chocolate skin?
Yeah. Okay. So
And,
it's purely.
like,
Yeah.
You are a man, right?
I am a man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm playing male.
He's a beautiful man.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
There's like 40 people here. I mean, come on, look at this guy.
So is it like in part like a trophy thing where you're like, yeah, this is the most attractive person any of you have ever met, mine.
I think
One more
it's
gun on the rack.
a little, yeah. It's definitely more of a superficial relationship.
For you, okay.
For me.
What about you, Smith?
Well, they're just or she's just in love with me, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that I'm kind of like, love is a real tricky thing. I've seen love go wrong. I have lots of songs about love going wrong.
Right.
So that's for me. It was also part of why I took that -1 on the fact that Navari said I looked really pretty. Was like, oh man, I've seen this go bad. I've seen this go bad so many times. Also, she has a lot of guns. And
so a question for Gritch and Navari then. Navari, are you like, is your love a possessive thing? Are you like, I want you?
No.
I want to own
it's
you.
very
I hate
open.
Gritch.
Not at all.
Okay, so you're cool with the choices.
Yeah, like Gritch and I's weirdness only, I think, stems from the messy.
Okay, so that's a worse thing to you.
Well, to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gritch is like,
Yeah, I don't mind Gritch at all. I know that Gritch has issues with messy, so I like respect that, and I'm also my love is very open. So like I want Smith to be happy also because there's like 40 people here, so I'm not like mad about the fact that the love might not be reciprocated. But I'm probably a little more like,
I'm also
hey baby, occasionally than I should be.
Navari is
also
also a
knows-
complicated person.
Yeah, everyone also knows that Smith has lovers. Like, this isn't Smith is not a one person, right? He's not a one other person dude. Like, so yeah. Gritch probably also knows that, and Navari probably knows. Hey, who knows? Maybe.
Yeah, I cross my fingers secretly.
Well, so is this like an unrequited love, or have you been together before?
I don't think we've been together.
No, I don't think so. I think I've shut it down probably once or twice. But I've also I haven't locked the door. I closed the door. I did not turn that deadbolt.
Yeah.
So
I think Frankie and Smith have slept together probably.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
We probably went through it and then came
But
through it
not as a
somehow.
big romantic thing.
No,
Just
yeah.
like we're friends.
That's just a C thing, okay?
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Like you're very attractive. We're friends. We slept together on and off. Whatever. It's no
Totally.
big deal.
Not a big deal. Exactly.
And,
But
yeah.
more than that, we're friends. Like that.
Yeah.
That you actually mattered to me. You know?
Yeah.
And with Gritch, I kind of imagine it as this like, oh Gritch, you know, like oh buddy, like your life, you're in a place, and like I can be there for you, and I don't mind being there for you. It's like there's like a very like, this boat isn't clean for you. This boat isn't safe all the time. But like when I close the door, it's just us. And
so I get a little sympathy bang.
yeah, absolutely.
So that's the question. Is like,
So-
where in the scale does it fall between like pity and kindness?
It's kindness. It's not pity. It's not like, well, there's a little bit of pity. But like,
Okay.
but it's not.
But you care.
There's no dehumanization there. I do actually care.
Yeah.
You know.
So can we do one of my favorite things, Adam, which is since they're currently lovers, their sex moves can happen right now during character creation if we want,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds good. I like that.
I'm into it.
and we can see how that works because both the Skinner and Brainer have awesome sex moves. I think the driver is
Allow me to
the
cackle
best
maniacally.
one personally,
All
but
right, yeah, that sounds
Um,
good. You guys, you're down?
Yeah. Let's
if
do
you're
it.
down with it, I think we should do it because that combo especially is going to be
Okay,
let's-
cool.
let's-
So here's the thing. So all the characters have sex moves in the game. So when you have sex with a PC or NPC, something happens, and it's up to us to determine what's sexy. But it, in some form or another, I assume it's happened between the two of you in the past. So, Brainer, Gritch, why don't you tell us what yours is?
If I and another character have sex, I automatically do a deep brain scan on them.
Okay.
Whether I have the move or not. Roll plus weird is normal. However, the MC chooses which questions the other player's character answers.
Nice.
Okay. Well, let's do it. Let's roll some dice. So on your character sheet, you should be able to just click next to your weird, and it'll.
Oof.
Oh,
Yeah, or you can just type it in.
I just rolled 2d6.
Oh, you
That's
need the
bad.
bonus. Yeah, so click on your character sheet, and you'll see next to your weird, you've got a
I
little.
can open my
D20.
brain.
Yeah, just click that.
Yeah.
Just open your brain. Bang.
There you go.
Oh no, it's because you added the 3. It should just be a whole number. The +3 is what threw it off.
Oh, okay.
You
So
actually
should we just-
rolled 11.
Yeah, let's just take that 11.
Yeah, we'll just take the 11. But yeah, for your character sheet, if you have a plus, just take that out because it can.
But it should be
okay.
-2 for the negative. Or if I have a
Yes.
negative, it should be a negative.
because
Okay.
it would.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll add the -2.
Gotcha.
Okay, so you got an 11. So for deep brain scan on a 10 plus, there's three questions,
Yeah.
and I decide which 3 questions we learn from Smith. Is that how that works?
Yeah.
Yeah, you decide the questions.
All right,
Smith still provides the answers.
Smith, why don't you tell us what your character's secret pains are? What secretly pains you, Smith?
I'm on this boat, and everyone thinks I'm beautiful, and everyone loves my voice, and everyone loves having me around. But we're in a world where really I can't do anything. I'm surrounded by people who are useful, and I'm just a waste of blood
Ooh,
and muscle.
You're just a pretty thing.
That's good.
that's really good.
Okay, cool. All right. Now, does that? Well, we'll see how that exhibits.
Yeah, we'll see how that-
when we get to know you better.
Mhm.
Okay, so in what ways are your mind and soul vulnerable?
I think I crave stability more than I let on. The image of the wandering like songsmith is a romantic one, and I put it on as a sort of social armor. I'm like, oh yeah, I love going from place to place. I love singing to different families, going from gig to gig. But more than anything, I would like a place that isn't going to sink into the ocean, where I can stop and live there. And so any promises of that nature are especially seductive to me.
Okay, so you could be taken away from and put in a bad position if
Yes.
someone offered you real stability.
Real stability, yeah.
Right. Okay. Cool. So, something like a powerful heart holder who might not be the best thing in the world for you could be like,
Yep.
"Come into my gilded cage,
Exactly.
be here forever and entertain me," and
Yeah.
you'd be torn.
Yeah.
by that. Okay. Okay, cool.
He built me a stage, guys.
That's right. And up until now, until we in the last like the span of your memory, what was your lowest moment?
Does it have to be in my memory, or does it have to be in my conscious memory, or can it be?
Well, okay, so it can be. It doesn't have to be in your memory, but
Right.
Rich knows what it is.
Yes, that's important. Yeah,
Deep brain scan.
I killed my brother and took his sword.
Okay.
Oh.
And so you don't remember that?
You don't
No,
know.
not in an active way.
But Gritch
lingers.
does.
Jesus Christ! So this is the thing. Like while you're having sex, Gritch gets this memory of you murdering someone.
Yeah, with my
Murdering
hands,
your
with my
brother.
calloused hands, right
Oh.
around his neck, and there's no context for that. I don't know why that happened as Austin the player, and I don't think that the memory makes it clear either necessarily. And I choked him around his neck, which and he called out, and it turns out he had a beautiful voice just like me.
This is why it's time to be the brainer.
Yep.
Yep. Sex is fun, kids.
Yep.
This is great. All right. Well, let's let you flip. Flip the
let me
script
flip
on
the
your
script on
friend,
him here.
Brainer here.
On Gritch, the Skinner special. If you have another character have sex, choose one. +1 forward. You take +1 forward, and so do they. You take +1 forward. They take -1. They must give you a gift that's 1 barter, or you can hypnotize them as though you rolled a 10+, even if you haven't chosen to get the move. I have the move. I'm choosing to hypnotize you.
Oh yeah.
So I take 3 hold on you that I can use to get stuff from you, or make you protect me, or
And I
act as my eyes and ears.
Actually,
making
this is the really weird move. Gritch spins that hold, and
Right.
when they do those things, the hold diminishes down.
I see.
And as long as you have the hold, they remain under your spell, essentially.
Got you. I see.
So, yeah.
Can
Okay.
you get
You
that
can also
explained
spend the
for
whole-
very new people? Because
Yeah.
now I hear gibberish.
So
Yes.
yeah, so it's a complicated move. Basically, because they had sex, Gritch automatically becomes hypnotized by Smith July, and that means that Smith July gives 3 hold. It's like the currency of the game to Gritch, and Gritch can expend that hold to by giving Smith something they want, acting as Smith's eyes and ears, fighting to protect Smith, or just doing something Smith tells them to. So if Smith is like, go get me a sandwich, and Gritch does it, that gets rid of the hold.
I see.
That'll happen 3 times, but as long as Gritch has that hold, Smith July can also spend that pool. They kind of share it together to force Gritch to act under fire because they're distracted, or take a +1 to any roll.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I really like that move a lot, because it is a really dynamic, multifaceted, and multi-directional relationship thing, where it's being in a relationship, it's weird. We both have hold over each other in a weird way, even though there's a power dynamic there. You know?
Yeah, you can help each other, you can hurt each other. It's all that
You're
stuff.
really
If you
opening
wanna-
yourself up to be vulnerable.
Yeah, you want to get out from under that hold. You end up, as a player, going looking for situations where you can do these things in a non-scary, terrifying way, where you're like, can I help you with anything? Can I do anything for you? Please give me something to do.
Over in the chat, I'm hosting this on twitch.tv/streamfriends, where I do some live streaming stuff. Someone says, my friend Andy says, this is why we use protection. Mental dams, folks. Mental dams.
Well, on that note, why don't we take a break, and we'll come back and do a little bit of exploratory stuff with the setting before we close out.
Sounds good.
Very cool. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in a couple minutes. We'll put the timer up as soon as we go. See you in a bit.